Hello and welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Iréne-Mari van der Walt, and I'll be joined by Otis Daniels later in today's episode. So today we celebrate Newspaper Carrier Day, and Vernice Plaatje, the owner of Sweetside Bakery in Walvis Bay, is going to tell us a little bit about her business, as well as an initiative to sell 200 cakes to buy a delivery car for the business. You can also in today's episode keep your eyes peeled for a fun question that's going to pop up for your chance to win $1,000 in accommodation vouchers from Namibia Media Holdings. So don't miss out on that. We'll be right back after this. So we join you from the Littlefoot Garden Centre in Swakopmund today, and we start off our news with an unfortunate event. So 2 suspects are wanted on 4 charges after their assault on a police officer. So what happened is this happened in the Mondesa suburb of Swakopmund. So police officers went to the residence of a person who was suspected of theft for a routine arrest of this person, and when the police arrived, the suspect saw the police car and then went into the house. So the police followed him into the house and ordered him to come out, which the suspect initially refused. Later, he was willing to work with the police and would get into the police van with the police, but then his brother appeared with an axe and hacked a police officer over the head. So the police officer sustained serious injuries and has been rushed to hospital, and Kauna Shikwambi, Deputy Commissioner Kauna Shikwambi, has confirmed that the police officer is stable but in bad condition. So the suspects fled from the scene and will now also face charges of attempted murder, malicious damage to state property, resisting arrest, and the obstruction of an officer in the execution of their official duties. They were arrested yesterday. And then we have some further news. The schools will be reopening in phases. Schools across the country will reopen in phases, as announced by the Minister of Education, Arts and Culture on Thursday. The Minister said that the fear of many people around COVID-19 and the impact of schools opening on the transmission of the disease is still a concern. All schools were initially slated to restart on Monday, 7 September. However, only grades 7, 8 and 9 will start, with the exception of schools in the Khomas region. Classes for grades 4, 5 and 6 will reopen for the rest of the country, including Khomas, which will also welcome back their grade 7s, 8s and 9s. Schooling for pre-primary to grade 3 will resume on the 21st of September. Schools were already preparing and informing their learners about the various precautions in place. One of these schools is Narrowville Primary, who sent out a letter to parents who should indicate if learners will be returning or be making use of learning from home. The letter informed parents that learners should be in possession of a mask. If your child makes use of a face shield, it must be used with a mask as well. Learners should bring their own water bottles to prevent drinking from taps, their own lunchbox as to not share food, and own stationery. It is vital that learners do not share stationery. Learners are also encouraged to bring their own sanitizer or wet wipes. However, the school will be providing sanitizer, said the principal of Narrowville Primary School. Erongo Primary School in Usakos indicated that they will be providing face masks to their learners. The school provided face masks to learners in pre-primary to grade 3, as well as those in grade 7 when they returned to school previously. Face masks will be provided to the remaining grades 4 to 6 upon their return. Learners will not be withheld from coming to school because of a mask. If the learner does not have a mask, the school will definitely assist, Erongo principal said. The school encouraged parents to follow and stick to health regulations as prescribed. So, on that lighter note, we have another story for you. NamChoice is embracing the change of the COVID-19 pandemic. The current turmoil experienced in the tourism and hospitality industries is also affecting the supply chain. NamChoice, a company that produces and supplies bedding, linen, curtains and embroidered items to the hospitality sector, did not merely wait for the storm to blow over, but rather opted to diversify their business offerings. The company started producing medical equipment such as hospital lines, scrubs, theatre gowns, theatre caps, masks and disposable protective overalls and shoe covers in this time. To protect the livelihoods of our employees, we had to explore alternative options to ensure business continuity. We assessed our capabilities and resources and similarly looked at the current needs of the Namibian people, says Linda Karisesa, manager at NamChoice. Being located in Swakopmund, we were acutely aware of the need for healthcare supplies as the coastal areas were initially the hardest hit by the pandemic. We found the idea to start producing medical garments and linen not only viable, it would assist in meeting the growing demand for such supplies too. We also extended our offering to include disinfecting services in response to the emerging health and safety needs, Gary said. And that concludes your news for today.
Okay, saam met my vandag hier is Vernice Plaatje, welbekende gesiggie in Walvis Bay, maar sy is beter bekend as sangeres hier in Walvis Bay, maar sy is nou die trotse eienares van Sweetside Bakery. Hoe gaan dit vandag saam met jou, Vernice?
Dit gaan baie goed, dankie en self.
Nee, daar is nie klagtes. Ek kan sien en hy smile vir jou. Dit gaan sommer baie goed. Nou, Vernice, vertel vir ons, waar het Sweetside Bakery begin?
Okay, so die Sweetside Bakery het begin toe ek 'n fundraiser gehad het om te gaan rekord by Nautilus Studio. So ons het met die fundraiser kon ek nie net een song en 'n video rekord, maar kon 2 van hulle rekord. So dis waar dit begin het.
En hy songs is mos nou tans op YouTube.
Yes.
So enige iemand wat dit wil gaan kyk, kan net jou naam gaan soek en dan
Yes.
dan sal julle presies weet waar het Sweetside Bakery begin. Maar soos dit het nou al so gegroei oor hierdie jaar.
Exactly. Dis crazy. Sorry.
Nee, dis fyn. So vertel vir ons, ek weet jy het nou al sover 5 assistente wat vir jou assisteer in die kombuis. Jy doen alles van die huis af. Nou wat alles doen Sweetside Bakery?
So, jene. Okay, so ons bak koeke, ons doen donuts, ons doen cinnamon rolls, ons doen mini cakes, ons doen terte. Okay, nee, as ek sê terte bedoel ek melk. Ons doen loaves en ja, ek kan nie nog aan iets dink nie. Ja, dis wat ons
En dan weet ek jy eksperimenteer ook
met
so.
recipes en dan laat proe ek so die mense, eintlik laat proe ek my ma. Sy klaar al. En dan as sy sê dis 'n go, dan maak ons dit available vir die kliënte.
Sure. En dan ek weet vir 'n feit jou donuts is nou beskikbaar by service stations ook.
Yes.
Watter service stations?
By Shell, by Express Shell oorkant Simon in die dorp en dan ook by Ocean View in Swakopmund.
Sure, dit groei net.
Dit
groei net. So, vertel my, hoe geniet jy om Baxter te speel?
Dit is baie lekker.
Nie te speel, dit is.
Soms dink ek speel. Dit is actually baie lekker. Is net jy moet gewoond raak aan hy tye wat jy opstaan. As dit naweke is en soos ons is naweke toe. Maar my innerlike alarm maak nog steeds vir my 4 uur wakker. Op 'n Saterdag.
My genade.
Maar dis lekker.
Okay, nou sê vir my, jy is ook nou weer besig met 'n fundraiser. Vertel ons so 'n bietjie van die fundraiser.
So ons is nou besig met 'n fundraiser vir ons delivery car. Omdat soveel kliënte, veral in die dorp en Koesep en Meersig, Lagoon, graag wil order, maar het nie transport nie. Soos die jong kinders wat nog nie lisensie het nie, wil donuts bestel, maar hulle kan dit nie kom haal nie. So ons doen 'n fundraiser om 'n delivery car vir al daai deliveries te doen.
Sure, so jy het begin by 200 of 250 koeke?
200 koeke.
Aha.
En ons is nog nie weer getel nie, maar ek dink ons is nou minder as 96.
Wow, so is amper daar.
Ons is amper daar.
Nou sê vir my, Vernice, wat is jou planne verder met Sweetside Bakery? Waar wil jy dit graag sien?
So, dit sal, ek weet nou nie hoe om dit vir jou te sê nie, maar in die pandemic het ek geleer hoe om groter as vandag te droom.
Aha.
So, dit sal dalk 'n donut factory raak. Ek weet nie, ons kyk wat hou die future in store vir ons, maar dis definitief 'n groot droom. Ja, definitief.
Jy wil graag jou eie bakkery, enig fully groot kombuis, the whole
the whole lot display.
En dan Vernice, ons ken mos vir jou as gevolg van hy mooi stem van jou. Wat gebeur? Het jy nog enige planne vorentoe met jou musiek?
Kyk, soos die fundraiser was mos vir my musiek gewees. En na dit het daar was net 'n deur wat van self af oopgegaan het, soos mense het nog steeds teruggekom en gevra of hulle nie kan bestel nie, en dit was moeilik vir my om 'n werk te kry, so I used that as an opportunity. En nou is dit so besig dat ek wil naweke afvat, dat ek kan fokus op my musiek. So dis hoekom as mense vir my vra, kan ek dalk op 'n naweek 'n koek of 'n ding bestel? Ek wil graag daai tyd gebruik om op my musiek te werk. Want hierdie week is daar nie dit is crazy, dis hectic.
Vernice sê vir my, waar kan ons veel volg? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Smoke Signal, waar kan ons veel kry?
Smoke Signal. Julle, ek bak so baie keer die Smoke Signal. So julle kan vir ons op Facebook kry, The Sweet Side, _ Walvis Bay, en dan op Instagram is dit Sweet Side Bakery. Yes.
En dan net van jou kant af, ek weet ons vind ons nou in 'n baie moeilike tyd in.
Ja.
COVID-19, almal is so bietjie down en ander. Het jy 'n boodskap vir ons mense daar buite?
My boodskap vir al die jong mense, nee, moenie laat COVID-19 julle stop nie. Dis die tyd wat julle moet groter dink of uit die boks dink.
Definitief.
En wat die bakery actually vir my geproef het, is dat mense wil support, maar jy moet net, hoe kan ek sê, you have to avail yourself for them to be able to support you. So moenie laat die pandemic jou stop nie, like, no, there's no way.
Dis sy.
Ja.
Ek wil net vir jou sê, dankie Vernice. Dankie dat jy met ons gesels het.
It's Friday and we also bring you some entertainment vibes. Choir lovers can now catch African vocals online. After their tour to Germany, scheduled for earlier this year, was cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, African vocals have decided to let their voices reach their international audiences online. Joel Nambuli of African Vocals says that the group was crushed by the cancellation of their tour to Germany, but that the online platform is a convenient way for the international followers to get and stay in touch. Nambuli adds that while online performances are not the best way to see a choir, it is certainly more convenient for the audience, who can enjoy it from the comfort of their homes, and it is the next best thing, he says. The choir's weekly online shows have garnered quite a loyal following. And although a live performance is preferred, Nambuli believes that online shows could actually enhance the choir despite earlier hesitations about utilizing this platform. The National Arts Council of Namibia announced the approval of another $608,050 in grants under the Arts and Culture COVID-19 Temporary Relief Fund. The latest amount goes to 25 successful applicants, 16 individuals, 5 groups, and 4 organizations, bringing the total of successfully funded applicants to 49 since the applications opened. You can catch who the successful applicants are by visiting our website www.erongo.com.na. And this brings the total of reviewed applications thus far to 123. With 49 successful applicants. The next cycle will be made public on 17 September, 1 and 15 October. Fund applications are open until the 30th of September. Individual artists, arts and culture registered groups and organizations still have a month to apply for funding. Look for the funding toolkit on the NACCN. You can now take your negotiation skills to the next level. A local author, creativity trainer and speaker Brand van West released his new book, Think Like a Negotiator, online on Monday afternoon. He says the title is self-explanatory. It's a book that aims to teach you how to start as a negotiator. I have found that many people just never negotiate for what they want. There is some sort of mental block that tells them that if they can't afford something, then they can't have it. This book offers an approach to get you thinking more creatively about getting what you want. Van West also teaches the reader how to recognize who he or she is dealing with and how to deal with them. He says there are lots of advanced tactics called power tactics, which he teaches for high-stake negotiations. This book is the first in a series called The Creative's Guide and is supported by the Castle Business Group, who strive for the creative advancement of stronger thinking in leadership and education. And that concludes your entertainment news for this segment. And now for your tides and the weather. We had a high tide at 5 minutes past 4 with a second high tide due at 20 minutes past 2. And then the first low tide arrived at 5 minutes to 10 with another low tide coming in at 20 minutes past 10 this evening. The sun was out between 2 minutes past 7 and 9 minutes past 7 and is expected to set between 12 minutes to 7 and 6 minutes to 7 for the major towns in the Erongo region. And moving on to the predicted temperatures. At the coast, Walvis, a maximum of 18 with a southwesterly wind in the area, a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 20 for tomorrow, and a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 20 for Sunday. Swakopmund, a maximum of 17 with a southwesterly wind conditions prevailing, a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 18, a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 17 for Sunday. Vernice Bay, a maximum of 17 with a southern wind in the area, a minimum of 13 with a maximum of 17 for Saturday, and a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 17 for Sunday. Moving on to Arandis, a maximum of 27 with a west-southwesterly wind, and then a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 25 for Saturday, and a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 28 on Sunday. In Usakos, a maximum of 31 with a northern wind in the area, a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 23 for Saturday, and a minimum of 18 and a maximum of 35 for Sunday. And then for Karibab, a maximum of 27 with a northern wind in the area, a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 32 for Saturday, and a minimum of 17 and a maximum of 34 predicted for Sunday. And finally, Omaruru, a maximum of 28 with a southeastern wind, and a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 32 for Saturday, and a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 32 predicted for Sunday. And that concludes your weather and the tides.
And now for your coming events. So today from 3:30 p.m. to the 1st of September at 7 p.m. Systemic Constellation will have a retreat at Lake Arnhem. The theme will be, can the wounds of our ancestors be healed? History is full of atrocities. How much of that reflects on our lives? Which influences of the past can we actively put to rest? And how can we embrace the future by honoring the past? Then on Saturday the 12th of September you can experience a fun and creative afternoon out in Swakopmund with your partner, friends or colleagues as the Canvas Club hosts a Cork and Canvas event. So all art supplies and 1 glass of wine or bubbly will be given to you at the price of $300 per person. And yes, you do get to take a masterpiece home. Then on Tuesday, the 8th of September, Fachwerk will host a bingo night in aid of the hospitality industry. The hospitality industry in Swakopmund is on its knees and in dire need of assistance. So they will again host the Fachwerk bingo night on Tuesday and will support and sponsor a new restaurant every week with a meal voucher worth $300 for the bingo winner. And that is your upcoming events.
The Kaiserliche Bezirksgericht was constructed in 1901 when Governor Leutwein instructed Mr. Ortlos, the government architect at the time, to build a court without a gale at the price of 28,000 mark. The Deutsche Kolonialgesellschaft built a 23-meter long by 10.75 meter wide western portion with 4 basements at this price. In 1905, 5 rooms were added on the east and a tower and a clock of top quality were added. However, the clock never worked and was boarded up. In 1902, 2 rooms were added for the governor, and in 1945, the wooden west tower was constructed. In 1980, it became the official summer residence for the South African Administrator General, but since independence in 1990, it serves as the official summer home to the Namibian President.
So that unfortunately brings us to the end of another episode of Erongo Talk. But before we say goodbye, congratulations are in order for Bokkie Wilson, who is the newest winner of our Namport Goodie Bag competition. So Bokkie, if you're watching, please get in touch at our WhatsApp number 0811 7040. That's 0811 7040. You can also use 0811 7040 if you're not a winner. If you want to get in touch for advertisement opportunities or let us know what's happening in your community, you can send that to 0811 7040. Remember that you can also find the websites that myself and Otis discussed in this program, the stories that we discussed in this program, and much, much more at www.erongo.com.na. That's www.erongo.com.na. So until next time, please stay safe, please stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, maintain your social distance, wear your mask, sanitize your hands. We'll see you again next week. Bye! Yeah!
One, two. As er boos wat ek voel, my broek van niemand anders sien het. Discriminatie van die kant, so gejaag van niemand. In 'n sondige lewe gebore in 'n minus. Kan miskien eens hoekom die tracks hier so in die tieners. Even die colored musikant toekennen mag en hebben. Bewijse het is myne, wat iemand anders wen het. Ek sê nie, ek sê beste nie, maar ek verdien er kennen. Of moet ek eers die mensen skryf soos oorlede Lenin. Ons allemaal ry nog op die grebel saam met ons lennis. Is dit sommige kinders ry nog op ietsie vinnig. Nou nog brothers wat gloe hiphop is drywers dinge. Om samen na de brother boop, kom op ietsie inne. Van ver af denk het soos die kringe van die Juzo singe. Onthou dat is 9 vir hy 1 jazz die wijsvinger. Vergiet van die beat oor die sinne, ek praat vinnig. Sinds in die jeug en het begin, as het begin die binne.
Volkslied, gaan ons nooit saam opstaan. Celebrating net na ander ramp. Volkslied, gaan ons het net so aanvaar. Gaan het nog vir jare herhaal.
Ja, verkies hy tussen en hy met een vrees. Met hy gedachte gaan het hoog of die hoog wees. Ons was te swak vir een wit vader keersfeest. Dus ons te wit beschone subs, is hoe die beers. Ek besit te voortdien, schaar op klein screen. Maar sy wit en swak, dat ek hier so buiten sien. Gaan ons so eeuwig net blij, dat ek rijd in between. Die liewe gaat voorbij en my brein ek is soos een routine. En jammer mama, van nou en dan sy roge sange. Is die belange, ek sy pa, is vir haar belange. Ek weet nie op my woorde situasies gaan verander, maar Alia gaan onthou is het nou nie so goeie lange. En die sit hier, nie aan so goed op al die geel. Sy moet gemakkelijk in het voel, maak die sakie veel. Sy moet goed, en reisjes moet bloed, as jy het morgen, want sy is saak, met my op jou.
Volkslied, gaan ons nooit saam opstaan. Celebrating net na ander Volkslied, gaan ons het net so aanvaar. Gaan het nog vir jare herhaal.
Volkslied, wat jy gesien, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie.
Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, as the colors he was here. Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, as the colors he was here.
Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie. Volkslied, wat jy geschiet, maak die sak wat hulle druk van hierdie via, en hulle gaat my wie.
Volkslied, Volkslied, Volkslied. Volkslied, gaan ons nooit saam opstaan. Celebrating net na ander Volkslied, gaan ons het net so aanvaar. Gaan het nog voor jaren herhaal, Volkslied. Gaan ons nooit samen opstaan, zelf denk ik met de andere raam,